Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all about different types of minimalism. And I am excited about this video because I wanted to take a break after doing the long series that we just completed on routines and do something a little bit more fun. And I'm also excited about this because, as you guys know, I am all about simplifying mom life on my channel. And we do this through routines, through meal planning, and through budgeting, and also through minimalism. But a lot of people are kind of scared of minimalism. They picture white walls and not a lot going on in the house, and they get intimidated by the stereotypes. I've heard so many different variations of, I could never be a minimalist because I like to have more things than you do. Or I could never be a minimalist because I love to have my books and I couldn't get rid of all my books. Or I could never be a minimalist because I have too many clothes and I enjoy wearing all of my clothes. So this video is really going to be about the different ways that you can actually be a minimalist. So if you have thought about minimalism before, but you think, well, I could never be a minimalist like the Minimalists in the documentary, or like Joshua Becker, or like Ali Kassy, or anybody else, this video is really going to help you out because I'm going to show you how you can be a minimalist in the areas that work for your family. There are so many different ways that you can embrace minimalism in your life, and it doesn't have to be an all or nothing type of thing. Even having minimalism in one or two areas of your life will really help you simplify. So I am going to go through this list, and I think I have about 14 different types of minimalism on this list. And I'm going to explain what each type means, and I'm also going to tell you if this type of minimalist relates to me and my minimalism at all. And I will tell you why it does or why it does not. So as we go through this list, be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you think that I missed any and you think there are others I should add to this list. And I'd also love to hear which types of minimalism you can relate to. So I think I have 14 on my list, and these are in no particular order. They are just in the order that I thought of them in because I couldn't really think of a way to organize the list any better than that. So let's go ahead and get started. The first type of minimalist that I have on my list is the Ambience Minimalist. And this is the stereotypical white walls, curated art, very, very few possessions type of minimalist. And this minimalist is really concerned with how their house feels and looks, and is very interested in curating that type of look all throughout their house. In my mind, this type of minimalist is more concerned with having a minimalist look and feel to their house than they are with having any sort of personalized decor. Now, this type of minimalist is not one that I personally relate to because, as you can see in this shot right here, I love having family pictures and I love decorating with pictures, and having a house that looks and feels like a minimalist's house isn't as important to me as it is to have a customized space that I really enjoy living in. But just because I don't relate to this one personally doesn't mean it wouldn't be a great reason for you to explore minimalism. If you love clean lines and clean looking spaces, this may be a great reason for you to check out minimalism and see if it might fit with your lifestyle. The second type of minimalist on my list is the cozy minimalist. And this minimalist is much more concerned with having a space that is customized to them and feels cozy when you are in it. Often when you think of the Ambience Minimalist, it is more sterile of an environment, I guess. Often they don't have as much furniture, or if they do, it's very minimalist, typically no throw pillows and things like that. Whereas the cozy minimalist will have much more pillows and blankets and things that just make the house cozy. Also with a cozy minimalist, I tend to think of things like pictures on the walls and things that just make the house more of a home. So this type of minimalist I obviously can relate to just from what you can see in this frame right here. This would be a type of minimalism that you would enjoy if you want your house to feel clean, but you also want it to feel very homey and feel like it's very customized to you and your lifestyle. The third type that I have on my list is extreme minimalism. Now, this is the type of minimalism that you would have seen if you watched the documentary on Netflix called Minimalism. These people have very little furniture. They pack for months, I think, in a tiny little suitcase, and they just have very, very few possessions in their house. These people often will count their possessions also and know exactly how many they have in their house at all times. This is not a type of minimalism that I am drawn to because I am more of a cozy minimalist. I like to have enough things in my house for it to be comfortable for me to live in. However, some people who have had so much stuff in their life need to go to this extreme to be able to find balance. So if you just have so many things in your house and you're ready to just get rid of everything, this type of minimalism may appeal to you. The fourth type that I have on my list is frugal minimalism. These people are drawn to minimalism because when you're a minimalist, you just tend to buy less things. And because you buy less things, you happen to be more frugal and you can save more money and do other things that you would enjoy. Now, this is one that I definitely relate to, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably already guessed that, because I am a very frugal person and I don't like spending money on things that I don't need. And being a minimalist just helps you not spend extra money unless you actually need to. So this type of minimalism might be appealing to you if you are already a frugal person by nature, or it might appeal to you if you have a budget problem and you need to rein in your finances. Exploring minimalism and limiting the amount of purchases that you make can definitely help you with this problem. The fifth type of minimalist that I have on my list is meal planning minimalists. Now, often when people think of meal planning minimalists, it's people who will eat pretty much the same thing every single day, or they may have a 1-week rotation of meals that they just rotate every single week. Now, I do relate to this type of minimalist, but I don't quite do it to that extreme. If you've watched any of my meal planning videos, you know that I am a huge fan of having theme nights for every night of the week. And that makes a huge difference in simplifying your meal plan without making things boring. So I will put some video links in the description down below and in the cards if you would like to check those out. But that is a great way to simplify your meal plan without it being mundane. The next type of minimalists is the budgeting minimalists. These types of minimalists are different than the frugal minimalists in that they try to actually make the budgeting process very simple. So often they will have maybe one giant account that they pull everything out of, and they just have very broad categories in their budget. Maybe at most they have 4 accounts that they work with, but it's very simple, very streamlined. A lot of things will come out of the same chunk of money because they don't want things to get too complicated with their budget. This is a type of minimalism I do not subscribe to. If you have seen my budgeting videos, which again, I will put some links in the description and in the cards if you want to check those out. But I actually recommend that people have several accounts for their budget because that actually simplifies it a lot in your mind. You know exactly how much money you have saved when you need to buy a car, for example. And you'll know that your car payment isn't going to come out of your children's college fund, for example. So this is not, like I said, a type that I subscribe to, but if you feel like you just are going way too many directions with your budget and you need to simplify it, this might be a type of minimalism that would work for you. The next type is the stuff minimalists. And just in case you're wondering, these are not scientific terms. I am making them up as I go along. Some of them are well-known terms, but this one is definitely not, and I just needed something to describe it. So we're calling it the stuff minimalists. And these are the people who just don't want to have so much stuff in their house. They don't necessarily care if it is the perfect minimalist ambiance. They don't necessarily care if they have a cozy minimalist house. They just want to have less stuff in their life, and they want it not to look like Toys R Us threw up in their house. So yes, this type of minimalism I definitely can relate to because I do not like having too much extra stuff just laying around my house, whether it be toys or clothes or books or anything else. If you are interested in this type of minimalism, if you feel like you just have so many things that you can't keep your house clean, then go ahead and grab in the description down below. I will put my ultimate decluttering checklist, and you can snag that and print it off and get started decluttering today. I highly recommend stuff minimalism for anyone who has kids. I have found time and time again that my kids are happier, they share better, their rooms stay cleaner more easily when we have less stuff. And I can always tell when it's time to go through and start decluttering some things when they start fighting about toys. And there's kind of this reverse logic with it because you think when they have more, they should be happier. But it's just not the case. And it's been proven in many studies, and I've seen it happen over and over again with my own kids as well. The next type is cleaning minimalism. And these types of people just like to clean their house as quickly and efficiently as possible. And if you've been around my channel for long, you know that I can absolutely relate to this type of minimalism because I used to clean my house all day on one day of the week and expect it to stay clean all throughout the week. And it just did not work. So instead, I created a very simple weekly cleaning routine where I do a small amount of cleaning every day of the week except for my rest day. So if you are interested in this type of minimalism, I will put some links in the description down below and in the cards, and you can check out my simple weekly cleaning routine, and I also show you how you can create your own. The next type of minimalists that I have on my list are low-waste minimalists. These type of people really embrace minimalism because they want to have a lower impact on the environment. Now, this was not one of the original reasons that I came to minimalism. However, I would definitely say it is something I can relate to now. Because I am a frugal minimalist, I started looking at things that were more reusable and things that I just didn't need to buy anymore. And it's kind of led me on this low waste rabbit hole, I guess. And the further down the rabbit hole you go, the more willing you are to do some crazy things in the name of being low waste. So I've actually considered doing a low waste item video that I use now that I am a minimalist. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below if that would be something interesting to you. But if you care a lot about the environment or just want to reduce your impact on the environment, this would be a great reason for you to explore minimalism. The next type is the time or schedule minimalists. And these people just really want to have a lot less time commitments. And they like to say no to a lot of things so that they can really enjoy the things that matter. I definitely relate to this type of minimalism, and I highly recommend it if you have children. Because children can get very overwhelmed if we are constantly going, like so many of us are in Western society. And if you schedule in time to be slow, schedule in simple days, children just do much better. And honestly, so do we, even if we don't want to admit it. So again, if you are interested in this type of minimalism, I will link a video in the description down below and in the cards if you want to check out how to set up a weekly schedule so that you aren't constantly going from one thing to the next. The next type of minimalists on my list is routine minimalists. And these people really like to have simple, predictable routines that will make their lives a lot easier. I can definitely relate to this type of minimalist as well because you guys know that I love setting up easy routines that just make your life kind of run on autopilot. And if you guys are interested in setting up some routines that will help your home run itself, check out that series I just did on how to easily manage your home, and I walk you through how to create every single routine that you need for your home to run smoothly. The next type of minimalist is travel minimalists. And this is one that I was more interested in back when my husband and I were first married. We really slimmed down on just about everything else so that we could travel before we had kids. And this isn't necessarily a huge driving reason for us now because we are on one income and we have kids, so we just don't get to travel as much as we would like to. But if you want to travel more, minimalism can definitely help you do this because you won't be spending money on so many other things. And you really can prioritize what you want to spend your money on, whether it's travel or anything else, when you are a minimalist. Next is the quality over quantity minimalists, and this is very similar to the travel minimalists. It's just choosing what you want to spend your money on and really being able to get what you want when you want something. So this for me was not something that initially drew me to minimalism because I was very frugal and I liked buying clothes on the sale rack at Walmart because I figured why spend any more than that? Well, as I've gotten a little older, I have realized that certain things will last longer when you buy quality over quantity. So this has been a mindset shift for me, but it has definitely paid off in a lot of areas to spend a little bit more on something nice that will last a longer time than to buy something cheap over and over again. So this type of minimalism might appeal to you if you are tired of buying cheap things and having them break all the time. You may want to invest a little bit more upfront and have some things that last longer. The next type of minimalist that I have on my list are off-the-grid minimalists. And these type of people really like to be kind of on their own. They have so few needs and wants that they can really subsist without the need of anyone else helping them out. Now, I just spent a week off the grid backpacking with my husband and several friends, and it was amazing. But I don't know that I'd want to do that full time. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a type of minimalism that you can relate to? I don't really think that it's for me, but I can definitely see the benefits of it if it appeals to you. I mean, you'd spend a lot less money and you'd have a lot less waste if this was a type of minimalism that you embraced. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this is a type of minimalism that you would enjoy. The next type of minimalist that I have is the practical or the moderate minimalist. And these types of people love the benefits of minimalism, but they aren't ever going to count their possessions or worry about how many things they have. As long as they have a manageable amount for them, that's really all that matters. They also aren't particularly worried about if they feel like they have a minimalist house or if their house is a cozy minimalist. They're just kind of middle of the road and just kind of take the aspects of minimalism that work for them. So this is definitely something I can relate to, although I do like to have a cozy atmosphere. I think it is more important to be practical about how minimalist you are than just to be minimalist for the sake of being a minimalist. And the last type of minimalist that I have on my list is the rule-breaking minimalist. There are a lot of unspoken rules out there about being a minimalist, but these types of minimalists just don't care if they are breaking the rules or if they are doing everything correctly. But if any of you have seen my video on the minimalist rules that I break, you can probably guess that I can definitely relate to this type of minimalist. Because again, I think it is more important to have a type of minimalism that works for you and works for your family than it is to just say, I'm a minimalist and I follow all of these rules, even if I don't enjoy following them. So that is it. That is all of the different types of minimalists that I could think of. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I missed any. And I'd love to hear which types you could relate to and maybe even which types you could definitely never see yourself becoming. And if you are interested in decluttering your things, be sure to grab my ultimate decluttering checklist that I will link in the description down below. And that will help you get started on your decluttering and minimalist journey. As always, I'm Kassy with makingtimeforgiggles.com, and I make videos all about simplifying mom life. So be sure to subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more like it. I'll see you on the next one.